Okay, you guys, this is it. I'm excited. I saw it and I can't believe it because it was like I was speaking all over again on my birthday. This hashtag silent riot is how we fight. You guys have got to get on board with this because if you know what I know, you could see exactly where this is going. Now, in the history of the world, the only thing that has ever worked for people that are being oppressed like we are is the green. The green is all they understand. You have to look at it this way. It's, yeah, okay, it's a black and white issue. It is. And don't take away from that because I don't care what anybody says. DEI is all about black and white. And then they got, what, 3 trans people they want to throw in there for good measure. But reality is, it is all about black and white. Now, what does that really mean? Well, let's look at this. The only successful movements in the history of oppressed people that I can remember and remember well that applies to this situation is when Gandhi and his movement boycotted all these British goods. That's how they got independence for India. With the apartheid that I taught you on the video that I gave you the other day, that video taught you how the only way apartheid ended in South Africa was the divestment of companies from South Africa. They pulled their money back. They stopped doing business with South Africa, sort of like people are stopped doing business with us. Have you noticed Canada, Mexico, Europe, they are not in the mood to do business with us. And frankly, I'm glad. Don't forget, the Montgomery bus boycott was only successful because it was a long-term boycott in which you pulled back your monies and everything from the Montgomery bus system. Now, that being said, the silent riot, which is the name of this video, the silent riot requires you to completely change how you do business. Just to give you some input, some encouragement, some stimulation on this issue, a little, encouragement. Here's just the things that happened this week. Are you ready? Cancer Alley, Louisiana. This alley of cancer, and I'm a nurse, so I'm all over this. This alley of cancer from Donka Industries putting out chemicals in the water, in the land, and in the air. This was a huge lawsuit that Biden brought forward on an area which is 92% black. This area shows mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, grandmas, grandpa, and kids with cancer to an extreme degree, proving that it can't be anything but these 200 industries in this area. So the lawsuit was dropped by Cheeto Puff. Just dropped it. Of course it was. Georgetown. Georgetown was called and threatened by the deputy prosecutor that if they're teaching DEI, like rumor has it that they are, then they're going to lose all their funding from the federal government, and they're also going to have none of their graduates hired. This happened this week. Derek Chauvin. There's been at least 4 mentions of pardoning this motherfucker. The BLM Plaza, Black Lives Matter Plaza, was mandated to be destroyed in Washington, D.C. Now, I marched on that plaza Juneteenth of 2020, and that plaza has been mandated to be destroyed by telling Mayor Bauer, you're not getting any federal funding whatsoever. Not only do you have to tear those bricks up that you colored with Black Lives Matter, you also have to rename the entire plaza Liberty Plaza. The South African ambassador that is here was kicked out of our country and told never to return. Now, remember, I just gave you a video on the history of apartheid in South Africa. I told you that you have Elmo, Peter Thiel. I put thief. I guess that was by design. Peter Thiel and David Sachs were all born in South Africa. Don't act like you don't know who Elmo is. He's the real president of the United States. You know, the one firing everybody. All three of them came from South Africa. Now you understand why they kicked out the South African ambassador from the United States. Just kicked him out. That was in the news this week. That happened yesterday. The National Law Enforcement Accountability Database, where we keep the information of bad cops. And when they have committed crimes or they've been accused and found guilty of criminal activity, we keep a database of those police so that they can't go to the next city and get a job. Well, your boy, Cheeto Puff, completely demolished that. So you can go anywhere you want and be a bad cop. Your HBCUs, their scholarship programs were completely suspended in the middle of a semester. HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, the scholarship programs were suspended in the middle of the freaking school session. Like, seriously. That was just this week. Don't go telling me it's not a black and white issue. Fuck you. It is a black and white issue, and you better act like it. Now, here we go. We have Project 2025, but I want to make sure that you understand this. Everybody black and brown knows that this damn country lost their freaking mind. Their mind. They lost their mind when Obama got elected, not just once, but twice. That's the birth of the Tea Party. Y'all wanted to bitch and moan about a beige suit that he wore one day. Oh my God, you lost your mind. The hate was palpable. Oh, but you got scared. You didn't just lose your mind. You got scared when you saw the unity in America, France, Italy, England, when George Floyd Black Lives Matter marches were going on. You were so scared and so intimidated that you were like, we got to do something, and we got to do something quick. We can't have this. Oh no, the whole world in unity. Oh no. So you came up with that whole DEI bullshit. You came up with critical race theory, all this, ban the books because too many people were understanding about the black injustices you were perpetrating for year after year. And then what also happened was the Bruce beachfront property. California gave $30 million of beachfront property back to the original owners after it was basically stolen from them. Yeah, so all of this is leading to this whole Project 2025. But here's what we got. Let's do this silent riot. Let's do it, and let's do it now. What is it? Banking, education, and housing. You got three things you got to make sure that you do. Three of them. Banking, education, and housing. If you're ready, I'm going to share them in the next video. I hope you're ready. Please do this. We can stick together and blow this fucking lid off this bullshit that we are having to deal with. But we got to stick together because it ain't a black, white, red, brown thing alone. It's not. You thought you were going to get away with this crap voting for a man who hates blacks and browns. Well, it turns out he fucked you too. We all fucked around and found out that this shit is hurting all of us. So maybe we can fuck around and find out how to stick together and kick his ass. Deuces.